Everyone has probably heard by now that Donald Trump has to pay $83.3 million for defamation against E. Jean Carroll. Normally I would be celebrating, but I'm not, because of two very specific reasons. The first reason, obviously, because it's Donald Trump. And as Chadwick Elforth said in Doctor Strange, the bill comes due, always. This was going to happen sooner or later in Donald Trump's life. I just didn't imagine it happening this long into his life. And secondly, because Donald Trump is paying the price for his arrogance. He actually thought he could defame a rape victim and there wouldn't be any kind of blowback from this. The arrogance that Donald Trump thinks he can get away with is staggering. And now he's paying a very, 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 very heavy price for it. Now, this might not stop him become president of the United States, which it probably should, but it probably won't. But this is a huge kink in the armor, because every time a Maga wants to support Trump, I'm going to say, you support a rapist. He's been confirmed a rapist by a federal judge. He's going to pay $83 million for defamation. He says he's going to appeal it, but the thing about it is, in New York state law, you still got to pay in order to get the appeal heard. So that's going to hurt him, screw him either way. But I really want to talk about the blowback from the Maga. The Maga that are just up in arms over this whole situation. In the last 24 hours, I have seen nothing but complete and total vitriol from the Maga. And here are some examples here from Twitter, from people like Monica Crowley, small excerpts of interview with Rudy Giuliani, other right-wing nut jobs, including Matt Gaetz, who's facing his own ethics inquiry into sleeping with kids, and of course a bunch of people with the alpha male next to their name on username on Twitter. I mean, obviously these people are going to support Trump no matter what, no matter how destructive Donald Trump is. But I want to talk about one person on Twitter who made this video that I really want to talk about right here and now. This guy is named Philip Anderson. According to his Twitter handler, his username is Vote Biden Out. He says he's a free speech activist, a January 6th survivor, stopped the Portland riots. Yeah, right. I very much doubt that. And he said he got his teeth knocked out during big tech censorship. I highly doubt any of that, but this is what he has to say on his Twitter video. And some of this you'll laugh. Some of this you'll ask, what is going on with this guy? And some of it you need to take action on. Take a look at this, and I'll intercede every points in the video.
What happened to Donald Trump in New York with his $83.3 million court order for him to pay? That's the final straw with you fucking Democrats. It's over. All right? All this persecution against Donald Trump supporters, against Donald Trump, against Republicans, against Christians, against everyone who just simply disagrees with you. All the persecution and crushing and destroying people that disagree with you. I fucking had it. It's been going on for years, and many people are done with it.
Wow. You are angry, aren't you? But this idea that we're persecuting Trump, no. Trump destroyed Trump. Not the judges, not the jury of his peers, whom you should probably be angry with, but I'm not going to. But thankfully, because of the judge actually saying, don't say you were in that trial and that decision. Your beef isn't with. You see, here's what gets me about these people. They want to scream, huff, and holler they're being persecuted just because they support Trump. What about the people like me who have been persecuted because we don't support Trump? Just by small piece of example, I've been talked about, I've been threatened, not because I'm a security risk, but because I don't support Trump. I have been called a rapist. I have been called a baby killer. I've been called a baby rapist. I've been accused of being an ISIS sympathizer or terrorist. I mean, hell, people have threatened me on open social media. And I'm not just talking about threats of I'm going to kill you. They say they looked up my address and actually going to visit me, which obviously they can't find my address. But in all seriousness, who are you talking about? The only ones doing any kind of persecution is you. And you have no one to blame for this $83 million judgment. You can't blame the Democrats. You can't blame Joe Biden. You can't blame Democrats in Congress or the Senate. You can't blame the media. You can't blame the judges or the jury. The only person you have to blame in this regard when it comes to defamation of a rape victim is Donald Trump. Trump is the one who will put himself in the noose. And we didn't push him off the block. He pushed himself off that block and hung himself. Pure and simple. But moving on.
So here's what we're going to do, guys. We're going to cut all the people who support Joe Biden out of our lives. No more letting them come to your Christmas parties. No more letting them come to Christmas, Thanksgiving, any gatherings, any parties. They're fucking cut off. No longer allowed on your properties. We're going to have a soft national divorce.
A soft national divorce. You're going to cut out people in your family. You're going to cut out your friends. All for the sake of Donald Trump. If they don't support Donald Trump, they're cut off. They're out. Now, to this point, I have to admit I've done some cutting off of my own. But real talk, I've cut some people off in my life. I've cut people off who are Trump supporters. I still have friends who are Trump supporters. But I cut those people off because they went ultra MAGA and fanatical. Everything Donald Trump says is gospel to them. And when anyone like me tries to call them out on it or tries to say it's not true, I get the threats. I get the accusations. I get the lies against me, against my character. Hell, I should be the one suing them for defamation. And I can make my own mill. But here's the real problem with this. You're going to cut people off because they don't support Donald Trump? In that case, you're going to have a very, very empty life. You're going to cut off family members, your blood, just because they support Trump. They don't support Trump, excuse me. Because they don't support Trump, you're going to cut your family out of your life. That's petty. That's stupid, and it's ridiculous. But moving on.
Family members and friends are cut off if they support Joe Biden, if they support the political persecutions, if they support the election interference, if they support Joe Biden, if they support Joe Biden's attempt to steal the 2024 election and deny us our opportunity to choose who we want for president, cut them the fuck out of your life.
I only laugh at this because this guy, oh my God, this guy. Now, mind you, I'm not claiming amateurism. I scream on my videos too, but this is just out of control. Cut them the F out of your life. Cut them the F out of your life. Oh God, I have to laugh at this. But here's the serious part about it. What evidence do you have that Joe Biden or anyone else is trying to steal the election from Donald Trump. Because quite frankly, we have mountains of evidence that show that it was Donald Trump who tried to steal the 2020 election. That's Donald Trump who is trying to steal the 2024 election. You haven't presented any evidence in this little tirade of yours, boy. Now, I suggest you go in the corner, take about 10 deep breaths, take a Xanax, take some fentanyl, take some Viagra, because frankly, I don't think you got laid, and calm the F down. As I said earlier, we didn't put Donald Trump in this spot. Donald Trump put Donald Trump in this spot. And for you to keep screaming and yelling and whoring and hollering and everything else that somehow it's all against Trump, it's all rigged against him, you show no proof of that. None of you have. And despite the fact that you want to try to dirty up Fani Willis, it's still not going to work. There's still evidence against you. Evidence against Trump. Evidence that his own people are giving him. People are ratting on Trump. So this little tirade of yours isn't doing anything but making you look like an ass. A loudmouth, Trump whorish ass. But moving on. You may really want to rethink that little threat, boy. You have no idea the persecution, what they're saying about the persecution behind closed doors. We have no idea. Son, as I said earlier, take about 5 or 10 deep breaths and calm yourself down before you say or do something you're really going to regret. Donald Trump is not worth this crap. Now, everyone knows that I'm a Biden supporter. Yes, I voted for him, but I'm not a Biden worshiper. This has gone way beyond going into the voting booth and voting for Trump. This is worship. The golden calf type of worship, not the Jesus Christ and our Father God worship. This is golden calf worship here. You want to sacrifice your family for Donald Trump, your friends for Donald Trump? Is it really worth it? And this little threat of ours saying you have no idea what's going on? Yes, we do. We know you're going to try January 6th again. We know that you're going to try another insurrection, another attack on this country for the sake of Trump. We know that. Not all of us are idiots, you know.
So here's how we're gonna do this starting off. Stop financially supporting friends and family members that support Joe Biden. Stop supporting them anyway. No more helping them with rent. No more helping them pay for their college tuition. No more of it. They are on their own.
Son, stop. Just stop. You're sounding like a whiny little child right now. I would use the B word with you, but we all know that you're a whiny little B word. I'm trying to censor myself, ladies and gentlemen. Go ahead and laugh if you want, but you know what I'm trying to say. You're a whiny little child. And quite honestly, boy, I really don't know what to say to you anymore at this point. That's already been said. I mean, really, is Donald Trump worth this crap? You're cutting people off out of your life for Trump? And for the worst possible reason. This guy just got a judgment that he has to pay over $83 million for defamation of a rape victim. Find another cause to fight for, because this is not the one. Trust me. You're standing up for a rapist. A man who was condemned as being a rapist by a federal judge. He's a rapist. It's time for you to get over that fact. The hate is strong in this one. It's really strong. F me. See, here's the thing. I never persecuted anyone for being a Donald Trump supporter, but Donald Trump supporters have persecuted me for not supporting him. Real talk, this is a story of mine from my personal life. And I'm going to close out this video on this real quick. I had this friend from middle school to high school, best friend in the world. We didn't really hang out or anything else. Every time we were in school, we were best friends, almost joined at the hip. In middle school, we talked about video games. We talked about sports. When we got into high school, we were in JRTC together. Rose through the ranks, all the way to from freshman to senior year. We stayed in contact with each other. Even after we graduated high school. He went in the Army, I went to college. We stayed in touch together through Facebook for years. Problem is, he changed after the election of Trump. He started echoing out a lot of Donald Trump support, Trump words, and I didn't really make any big deal of it at all. Politics is politics. I go one way, he goes the other way. We're cool with that. That's friendship. But then the Unite the Right rally hit in Charlottesville, Virginia. We all saw the neo-Nazis and Ku Klux Klansmen marching on the University of Virginia in Charlottesville, Virginia. The next day, we saw what happened to Heather Heyer, the counter-protester who was counter-protesting that filth. The filth, of course, being the neo-Nazis and Ku Klux Klan chanting, "Jews will not replace us." We all saw Donald Trump's BS excuse for it, that there are good and bad people on many sides. Pretty much giving a gold star and a carte blanche to the white supremacists in this country to do what they do. Then I saw what my friend posted on open Facebook. He reposted a photo of Donald Trump's response to what happened, his Twitter response to what happened in Charlottesville, which is not bad, but then unfortunately, it was actually a retweet from Richard Spencer, a white supremacist, and we all know who he is. He's the guy who got punched in the face. With the question, did Trump just announce Antifa? And other posts like that. And I asked him, you can't really believe the stuff you're posting, do you? I know you better than this. And he said, yes, I do believe it. And I asked him again, are you absolutely sure you believe this stuff? And he said again, yes, I do. Trump was right about all this. There are good people on both sides. Now, what I forgot to mention is the fact that we went to high school in Kentucky, in the South. But I've been around the South. I've been all over Tennessee, Alabama, Georgia. But I was brought up in Kentucky. So basically, we know exactly what happened in Charlottesville with the people screaming, "Jews will not replace us," and blood and soil. We know what that means. And after weeks of seeing him post some of the most vilest things supporting Trump and white supremacy, I told him, please tell me, I asked him, actually, please tell me you don't believe this stuff. And he said, yes, I do. And I asked him again, please tell me you don't believe this. And he said, why are you asking me this? And I told him flat out, because I'm 2 steps away from unfriending you right here and now. And he said, do what you gotta do. So I did. I didn't defriend him from Facebook or my life, I should say, because I'm a vindictive bastard like this guy is, obviously is. This guy in this video I showed you. I defriended him because he supports the language of hatred. The real sad part about all of this, of what this man said in this video, is a simple fact that he is doing this for a man that doesn't care about him. He could care less about him. All he needs is his vote. I did what I had to do, and he's not the only person I defriended in my life. There are others on Facebook, Twitter, and people I grew up with, people I used to call friends. But I did it because the fact is this: I will not support people who support a man who is called out to be a rapist, whose actual defense from charges like this are not that I didn't do it, not that I might know this woman, but I did not molest this woman. Donald Trump's defense was, she would not be my first choice. That I can tell you. That's not a rape defense. That's inhumane in my eyes. These are the people that support. This guy is willing to destroy his family, his relationships, to cut them completely off for Donald Trump. That is cult-like behavior. It is very, very, very worse. So I say to you out there, you're angry about Donald Trump having to pay the money. Fine. He should not have done what he did. He shouldn't have raped this woman all those years ago, and he damn sure shouldn't have defamed her on Truth Social day in and day out when the story was brought up. When the story was brought out, he didn't go for defense. He just went after this woman and after her and after her. He made an ass of himself during the trial and an ass of himself during the penalty phase. Just yesterday, before they announced the dollar amount that he was going to pay, he got up and walked out of the courtroom. So tell me, are those the actions of an innocent man? Or a man who did the deed, got caught, and can't stand to handle the ramifications of it? So I say to you all, my friends, I don't call for you to cut out your family relationships or your friends' relationships. I don't call you to do what this idiot is obviously wanting to do. But what I will suggest to you is watch your back. In the last segment of this, when you kept screaming over and over again, look what's going to happen, look what's going to happen with the persecution, look what's going to happen. Take that seriously as a threat. We're in perilous times, ladies and gentlemen. The election is months away. If Donald Trump regains office, people like him will be the first ones to grab the gun and start shooting. This man showed me in this video of his on Twitter that he is willing to kill for Trump. That is not me being hyperbole. That is me being truthful. He'll do it if Donald Trump orders him to. And at some point, he will. Watch your back, ladies and gentlemen. Because more of these people are coming out of the woodwork. CTP, know the truth. God bless. Peace to the left, justice to the right.